Hey everybody, I just wanted to go over the new tutorial hall pass sheet with you guys. Um, the tutorial sheet doesn't change at all, but you do need to stop using the old one. This new one is the what is going to be connected to the master sheet at the front office. So please make sure you're using the tutorial / hall pass sheet. You could go ahead and delete the old one. The tutorial tab actually doesn't change at all. So if you've been here before, nothing changes. For those of you who are new, you're going to get a scanner and you're going to scan in their ID number, or if you want, you can hand type it in. You can see the name, your name as the teacher will populate, date and time populates. All that goes in automatically. Now, I did leave the check out button there for you. Even though tutorial is sort of locked down to one subject per tutorial day, you do have the option to go ahead and write them a pass to go to another teacher. So that's there for you. And once again, we say it's there for the teacher because when you check it, it'll calculate the time that they're in class. That way, when you have a parent conference meeting, you could say, hey, they're coming to tutorial, but they're only there about 20 minutes and then they leave. So just keep that in mind. That button's there for you. Don't have to use it, but it's there for you. What we do have new this year is this Hall Pass tab. We do know that kids are wandering. We know that when you're teaching class, you sort of lose track of time, and before you know it, these kids are gone 15 minutes. So we put this together so that the students now know they're being watched in terms of how long they're being gone, if they're going out consistently at the same time, why they're leaving. Hopefully this will help curb some of the kids that just wander class. And I'll go through it in a second, but to get this to actually work completely, you do need to run a script. It's not difficult. You're just going to go to extensions and click on the script button there. Make sure you're signed into your school account. Script is going to load. You don't have to touch it at all. Just kind of go over here to the left side where the alarm clock is and click triggers. Then over here to the bottom right where it says add trigger. You see all these drop downs. You don't need to touch any of them except for this bottom one that says select event type. You can change that to on edit. Basically, by changing it to on edit, what it means, anytime you edit the sheet, the script is going to run, which is what we want it to do when you're done. Oh, what you should also change here, this notify me, you could change that to weekly just so you're not getting these emails, and click save. And that's it. The trigger is now set and the sheet will now work. So you're going to go ahead and put in the ID number. Now, you're all getting Chromebooks for your classroom for this. So you can have it set up at the door and the students can put in their own ID, or you can keep it at your desk and you can go ahead and put in the ID numbers. And you can see email populates, name, the reasons, and we'll show you here in a second. You could change these, but these are the standards. Say they're going to the bathroom. As soon as you select that, the room in your name pops up, the date and time pop up, and you could see that it just shifted down. With tutorial, we always heard we have to scroll all the way to the bottom. But with the hall pass, it's usually just one kid at a time. And so what we have now is that when the script is running, after you put in the reason and the date and time fill in, it's actually going to drop the row down. So you're only going to need to be in row 3 all the time. So you don't have to worry about scrolling around on the hall pass. What's nice about this, you can see it as email. The students actually get a email copy of this hall pass. So they get it on their phone. It says where they're going, what's their name, where are they coming from, and the date and time. So you have a physical pass that you could give them, but now security at GLC could ask the kid, hey, let me see your hall pass. And if they have their phone on them, they could go ahead and pull it up and they should be able to show you the hall pass. And then the check-in, same as before. They come back in, check them. You can see it gives you how long they were gone. Now let's talk about the reasons. We said that those are changeable, editable. I don't know. But here they are. They are the standards. You can see here the main reasons. But if you want to add in something else, let's say I want to put in the nurse or TDC. Whatever I type in here, now if I go back to my hall pass and I look at the drop down, you can see they've been added in. So you can put in whatever you want there. specific to your class. The other thing we have here is a search function. So all you need to be here is typing in the student ID number, and you can see everything's going to populate here. The left side, the blue, is the tutorial, how many times they've been in, the date and time, how long they were there. The right side is the hall passes. And you can see here up in the box, this kind of keeps you track of how long the total time for the whole semester they've been out. So that's good for you. The other thing that I suggest that you do is that when you are done setting up your trigger, what we want you to do now is go down here to version history, and we want to name this version. And the reason is that if we want to reset it semester, or if we want to reset at the beginning of next year, your triggers are set, everything is set in motion. All you need to do is revert back to this version. So I'm just going to say start of the year and click save. So now it's saving. So now what I could do is when I go to version history and I go to see version history, I have start of the year right there. And I could always just say, hey, go back to this place. This is where I want to start it. And you'll never have to worry about deleting stuff. Everything's done. Triggers are all done as well. So when you're done setting up the trigger, recommend go to File, once again, Version History, and name the current version, something that you know what it is. And that's it. Hopefully, like I said, I don't think this is going to cut out all the wandering that happens, but hopefully with this hall pass, if we're consistently across campus for the first 3 or 4 weeks, really letting these kids know you're being watched for how long you're out of class, it should help cut back on some of these kids. That's it. The new tutorial hall pass sheet. You guys are being shared with it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.